Hey, what's up guys? I just want to talk about an experience that I had a couple days ago. I had a performance with my good friend Brian. We've been playing together for quite some time now. Now we're in a band and we had a performance and it was quite something actually. It was in Babbage Park in North Brunswick, New Jersey. Don't get me wrong, it was a beautiful place. The park was really awesome, and the people were setting up, and they were really nice. They were trying to really accommodate us, and they kept asking if we needed anything, and we needed something. But being the people that we are, we're just like, no, okay, we're good. But besides all of that, it was a very interesting experience, and I just want to talk about it. I feel like I should share a little bit about what happened and what I learned. Before the show, before even the day of the show, we find out maybe a week, not even a week, maybe a couple of days before the show, we had to have our own PA system. Now, usually most places when you go play, they provide those things, especially when it's a big event. They provide those things, right? So that's the first, it's really last minute what we're gonna do. So we had two options, right? We rent a sound system or we buy one, right? And we figured maybe we should just buy one because we had other shows where they've told us that we have to bring our own PA system, but obviously they told us a time in advance, a good time in advance. This is the first time they happened, so on top of it. But we usually rent one, right? But when you rent one, if you keep renting, it adds up. So we decided to buy one, and we bought one. Not like something crazy, but something that will get the job done. So that was that, whatever. Now comes the day of the show, we pack everything in the car, we pack everything in Brian's car. We get there, right, and I'm expecting, this nice stage with, an awesome setup and whatever. And, when I get there, the first thing I see is like a truck bed that they managed to put a rug over, and they held it up with a piece of wood so the rug wouldn't move. And that was our stage. That was very interesting to see. I was very confused. I was like, is this our stage? This is very interesting. I've never seen this. I've seen those trailers that turn into stages. Yeah, I've seen that, but this was literally a truck bed. I don't know how to describe it other than that. And they just put a rug over it, and they're like, okay, here's your stage. All right, whatever. Obviously, you think about a car, like it's a very thin bed. Our usual setup, right? It's drums in the middle, guitar on my left, bass on my right, and then Brian, gets the front. Last time we had something different. Put myself all the way to the right. Then it was John, the guitar, next to me, and after that was Brian. After that was the bass. And that was the first challenge, trying to figure out a setup that could work so we can have everybody on stage comfortably and make some type of sense. Now let's go back about our sound system. We bought a sound system. It's not the greatest sound system, but it's pretty good for what we do. It's the very first time using this thing, and we ran through some complications. Everybody does when they get something new they never tried before. One of the problems was, how are we gonna listen to ourselves if we have no monitor? I mean, as like a stage monitor. Another problem was like, how are we gonna make room in the mix for all the things that we have? Our mixer only had 2 XLR channels. Obviously, we couldn't do much with that, so we had to, get creative. Because it was in a big park in a large setting, we had to mic the most that we could so we can get some clarity out. So we mic the drums. So I had to mic the kick drum and the overhead. That was already 2 channels. Our mixer only has 2 channels, and we still have to, mic Brian. We still have to run the backing tracks. So then I got to thinking, I was like, hey, you know what? I'll just use my my interface where I run my backing tracks, and I'll just open GarageBand on my Mac, put up the 2 mics through here, and then the out will be the same as the backing track. So then we'll do that. So that's what we did, and that actually worked out pretty well. It wasn't such a bad idea. And then, obviously then we got to figure everything out. But the biggest problem we had, how is Brian going to listen to himself? I'm okay because I have, my headphones, I have the click on my left, and then I have the backing track on my right, so I know where the song is, I know where we are. But they don't know exactly where we are. With the kind of music that Brian plays, that we play, we kind of depend a little on the backing tracks, just because the music's kind of very electronic. We were trying different setups with the sub and the thing, and so we can hear ourselves. We decided to turn the subwoofer. Our subwoofer was actually a keyboard amp that happened to have good lows to it, and we turned it around and we aimed it up so he could at least hear a little bit of himself and the guys could hear themselves. Again, we were on a truck bed, so then our sub was at the bottom, so that the bottom facing up, and then we were up here. Also with the time that we had, we did what we could. So that was our first pre-show business. The show was supposed to start at 6 p.m. We were waiting to hear the okay, you guys are good to go, but the manager there was doing an opening act, and it was her. She was singing. So obviously we were waiting for her. And by the way, she has an amazing voice. Wow, it was great voice. We go up to, was like, okay, so when we gonna go? And she was like, oh, I'm just waiting for my son to tell me that he's on his way or that he's almost here or whatever. And we're like, oh, okay, that's fine. So now that ended up pushing our start time like maybe 30 minutes. Pretty late. By the way, the whole show was from 6 to 8, so it was a 2 hour set. Okay, we start, right? She goes up and then she welcomes everybody, and she sings her song, and it was really amazing how well she sang. And then we go up. Me, like us, like when you have a performance, you feel pretty confident. It's a great experience. And I walk up on stage and I get on my drums, right? And like all I see are maybe like 5 people, like on this huge park. Maybe like 5, max 10 people, right? And they all happen to be in the older generation. So I was like, okay, well, here we go. So we start our first song, and it's really fun. It goes dun 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 dun, and it's actually really fun to start. It's a really big opener. I don't know if you guys ever heard the song "I Want to Get Better" by the Bleachers. It's a great opening line. It's the way we play it. It's very fun. Very like gets the crowd going. So you can imagine me rocking out. Whenever I looked up, all I saw was that's all I saw. Like, so if you were me, what would you do in a situation? Obviously, you walk up to stage very confident. You walk up, saying, I have something to offer you. This is my talent. This is my gift, and I want to share it with you. But when you get no reaction, that's a buzzkill, man. You pour out everything you have, and you get nothing back, right? And I know it sounds kind of selfish, but in a scenario of playing live music, you kind of need that crowd interaction. Whatever, that happens throughout the whole show when we start playing these fun songs, and people are just a little clap here and there. But it's alright, whatever. Because we started so late, because everything was pushed back. Our first set was cut short. They had a specific songs for intermission on their iPod. I said, okay, cool. So then we got off stage, and then our great buddy John, our guitarist, I love him to death. He's an amazing guy. He's super talented. But he decides to get a hot dog right when we have 3 minutes left of intermission. So that means that he has to go online, wait in line, ask for the hot dog, wait for the hot dog to be done, fix his hot dog, eat the hot dog. Obviously, this took more than 3 minutes. The intermission music stopped playing. I'm staring at my drum kit. Brian's just standing on stage. Gaston is chilling with his bass, and John's eating his hot dog. The manager comes over and she puts a music song on her iPod again, and she's like, I just don't want her to be quiet. I'm like, okay, we understand. John finishes his hot dog, he gets his guitar on, he's ready to go, we're ready to roll. But then the song the manager chose is super long, right? So we're just standing there on stage looking like, Nico, what do we do? I tell Gaston, like, hey, just lower the song there so we can at least, get the crowd going again, right? Get the crowd going. Like, the crowd wasn't going anyway. And like, okay, we're gonna start. So then we start the song and we're playing, right? And then this one song, the song ends with a drum solo, right? Obviously, drum solos sometimes get people going, right? And they're like, yeah, let's go. But me, because of how I felt like the interaction with the crowd was going, I wasn't giving much by that time. So then when I ended the song, instead of me like making like a big ending, I just go da da and then just look at Brian. And man, like, that is the worst way you can end something. If you're gonna do something, like, just give it all, you know? You have skill, anything you do, just give it all, right? No matter what. And I didn't, and I feel bad that I didn't, but you know, that was my my little moment there where I could have shined, right? Could have shined, but I felt really awkward. You know, there's another time where we started playing the song and we got off the click. I don't know what happened, but we got off. When the track and the live music get off, man, that is chaos. I don't know if my in-ears are getting old or whatever. I couldn't hear the click very well, and you know, that's what happened. We ended the song and the track kept going. You know, so that was very awkward. Another part that was very awkward was when I started a song at the wrong time, because the way we have our backing tracks is it has a count off on the left here, and I counted it wrong. We started playing when there was no track, so that was super delayed. You know, there was another time too, it was my mistake as well. And this song, I forgot that it was supposed to start with the bass as well, so I didn't even count the bass in, and the track started, and he just looks at me, he goes, and I was just like, I'm sorry. So this is like a super awkward thing, and again, because everything was pushed back, our second set was super short. Instead of playing for an hour and 45, we only played for like 15 minutes in total. I'm not lying, like we barely played, and I feel bad because these people, you know, as weird as it was, it was a good gig, like they paid us well, and I felt like we dropped the ball, man. I felt like it was our fault and stuff, and even after the show was done, there was no one really walked up to us like, hey, good job, unless like one or two friends that showed up, you know, but like no one that we didn't know came up to us, or at least came like that I saw. It was very hurtful in a way. And even when we were breaking down, the crew was like, oh, we gotta get these things out of here because it's gonna get dark soon, and we have no lights, and we gotta get everything out, and it was like super fast. Everything just zoomed by so fast that before I knew it, like everything was packed up. I was just standing outside my car, everybody was gone, and I was looking at my girlfriend, and we were just like, what are we gonna do now? We just decided to go eat, and that was my night. Man, I was super bummed out after that show. I felt like I failed. I felt like I didn't give everything I could have given. But after, you know, talking to my girlfriend and thinking a lot, I realized that I learned a couple of things, right? The number one thing that I learned, always come prepared with the right gear. Always before, even if you can, like weeks before, find out exactly where you're gonna play. If you can go visit the place before you play, go visit the place before you play. Get as much information as you can. Do you need a PA system? Do you not? Do you have to bring this or that? So ask questions, right? Because you want to give everything you have, right? There obviously some places are paying you to give a good show. You don't want to look like a fool, right? And even if they're not paying you, you want to show them that you are worthy, that you are payable too, you know? You want to give them, everybody, the best experience. You can't do that with the right gear, with, you know, the right preparations. So make sure you take time to ask all those questions. And not even just bring the right things with you, but also knowing how to work those things and knowing exactly what you have to do with them to get the best out of them. What's the second thing that I learned from that experience was that the second most important thing that you should know other than the songs is how to transition from song to song. That is very important, okay? Usually when we play live, we have more of a, we talk to the crowd kind of transition from song to song. Brian will make jokes and talk, and Gaston will say, hey, what's up? And like, you know, obviously there's a lot of interaction, so there's no awkward silence at all. With this experience, man, we learned that we need to have something in the background, that we need to be prepared with those kind of things. Again, we want to make sure everything goes smoothly. It's not necessarily a stand-up show, right? It's not like, you know, Brian's just telling jokes and that's it, right? No, it's an actual performance from start to finish. I mean, it's up to you what you guys want to do when you do your thing, but what I learned from that experience is that if you have a tough crowd like that, it is better to have something that links up everything and just wraps it up really nice. You want to have that. This was probably one of the biggest things I learned. Number 3, be confident in yourself. Be confident in who you are. Be confident in the skill you've acquired. Be confident in the gift that you have. Just because some people don't react the way you expect them to react, just because some people don't see what you see, just because some people don't meet eye to eye with you, doesn't mean that what you have, your skill and your gift, is worth nothing. So whenever you go out there and you showcase what you have, whether it's playing guitar, is singing, is playing drums, is taking pictures, is writing books, whatever you do with, and anything that you have, always give your best. Always give your best. No matter what, always give your best, because what you have is unique. Everybody has a unique gift. Yeah, I play drums and a billion other people play drums, right? But the way I play is different, right? Even if it's just a little bit thing, it's still different, right? So be confident in who you are and always give your best, man. And when you're done showcasing, make sure you're proud of yourself. Like, wow, I did this. I did it. I conquered it. I played amazingly. I can confidently say that I did this. Obviously, there's times where your insecurities get to you and you feel like you failed, like you're worth nothing, like what's the whole point of me doing this? But no, you should never look at life like that, because if you look at anything in life like that, you'll get nowhere. Just the 3 things that I learned, right? Always be prepared with your gear. Number 2 is always be prepared with your whole show, with song transitions, verbal interactions. And number 3 is always be confident in what you're sharing. Well, thanks for listening. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll post everything about my drumming career. Everybody has a different story to tell, so this is my story. I hope you enjoy, and have a good one, guys. Bye.